What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Welcome to Science Domain, where we talk a lot about politics as well as the entertainment industry, because you and I both know that the entertainment industry is dribbling with a lot of politics. And today we have got to talk about someone in the entertainment industry named Anthony Mackie. You might know him in that series, the season 2 of the Alter Carbon, where he replaces a white actor playing a white character on that role, although the series is in such a way whereby you can change the character because they switch bodies. But then also now he has replaced another white character in another series, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and the season 2 is going to be called Captain America and the Winter Soldier, because, spoiler alert, he becomes Captain America. In case you have not seen it before, now there is a new black Captain America, or a Captain America that's black. So anyway, we're going to be reading about what he said recently, because he has just said that America is withholding black people from succeeding, or America is hindering black people from actually seeing their true potential. So I want to find out why. Because this is America that has produced the highest number of black people that are the most successful black people in the world, right? The highest number of most successful black people in the world come from the US. Matter of fact, a lot of people that are successful in other countries to become more successful move to America so that they can become more successful. That are black people. And I can list them off the top of my head. You can talk about Idris Elba. He's an African. He's a Sierra Leonean who was either born in England or grew up in England of Sierra Leonean descent, moved to America to make more money. I don't know if he lives there full time, but that's where he became, or he grew beyond his entire potential that he would have grown in England. We're still talking about Lupita Nyong'o. Of course, she's Kenyan. She currently resides in the US. You might know her from the 12 Years a Slave or even the Black Panther movie. What about Chiwetel Ejiofor? He's a Nigerian. Last I checked, he's black, he's African, was born in Nigeria, grew up in England, moved to America. Most of his major films in America. The reason why I'm calling actors names is because this guy is talking about his industry. So I'm mentioning people in his industry that are not even from America. We don't even want to talk about Will Smith. You know, people like that. Will Smith, who had this was in the 80s or early 90s, I think. Early 90s, I suppose. Will Smith had no prior acting career also before The Fresh Prince. But he was given his own sitcom. Why? Because he was a rapper, right? But he was given a sitcom. Last I checked, he was a black person. And he's still a black person. And he had a black show with black people all around, right? A black family. We had Martin Lawrence as well. Black, stand-up comedian, got his own sitcom. You have Eddie Murphy. All these people I'm mentioning, by the way, all in the US, all appreciated in the US. And then if you want to talk about the superhero world, we had Michael Jai White, right? Played the series or played a movie called Spawn. Spawn made #1 box office in its first week. Spawn made over 19 million. And we are talking about a movie that was released in the 90s. In the 90s, they made that kind of money. So let's hear what Anthony Mackie has to say, because I'm really curious to know. I really respect this guy, but I'm really surprised that this guy is starting to come out and, put out a woke message. So, let's look over this story from Breitbart here, where it says, Marvel star Anthony Mackie, America keeps black men from seeing their potential. So I'd like to see what this guy is talking about. So it says, Anthony Mackie, the star of Falcon and Winter Soldier, says, taking on the role of Captain America was humbling but difficult because America prevents black men from succeeding. You see, so this is what he has said. It prevents black men from succeeding. Although I've just told you a series of black people that have succeeded in America that are not even born in America, that were not from America. I will still go to many that are from America, that were born in America, that made it in America, still saw their full potential. But let's find out exactly why this man is saying America is the one that is stopping him from reaching his full potential. All right, let's go. So he says, I've worked so long in this business and I've done so many things that I felt were not appreciated or overlooked, or things that were not considered to be worthy of promotion. And this is like my first promotion, Mackie told Variety. First of all, if you say you've done so many things that were not worthy, maybe they truly were not. They were worthy in the sight of who? Who's your yardstick, or how do you place yourself or balance yourself? So far so good. You're still talking about your own personal achievement. You're not talking about how America has stopped you because you've gotten a promotion now. This shit happens. Some people work harder than some people. Some people work hard and still don't get something. I'll give you the typical story of Thor, how Thor happened. Guess what? The two brothers, Chris Hemsworth and Liam Hemsworth, they went for the same role. And when they got there, Chris Hemsworth, after the first few auditions, fell by the wayside. And you know what? Liam Hemsworth actually got to the last stage before they kicked him out. And then some publicists remember that Chris Hemsworth was also at audition and failed earlier on, and then said, that guy has the build that we are looking for. Let's go get him. We could probably train him to act whatever we want him to act and use him. And that's what happened. So the brother worked harder, but the younger brother worked harder and got further. But the big brother ended up becoming the Thor star that we know today. And aren't we glad that it was Chris that is Thor than Liam, you know? And this is how things work out. And if you also look back at the movie Matrix, the original person that was supposed to play, the person that America, if we want to refer to the movie industry people as America, the first person that they actually took that role and offered it to was Will Smith. Will Smith listened to the storyline and turned it down. You can Google this and you will see Will Smith stories. He talks about it. He turned it down. A black man in America, by the way, he turned down the movie role. The movie role that is very iconic today. And because of him, Val Kilmer, a white man, loses his place as Morpheus, and they gave it to a black man because they needed it to be a mix of a black person, a white person, and a woman, whoever the woman will be, whether white or black. And that's how you have the trinity of it all, you know, so that everybody is well represented there. So I don't know what he's talking about. When it comes to him being passed over, it's probably because as at that time, his acting skills were not that great, you know. And I mean, he's a good actor, but I don't think, or I don't see him as one of those versatile actors out there like James Cavzelli, who played, you know, Jesus of Nazareth, or I mean, The Passion of the Christ. You know, that guy can play a hobo, he can play a rich guy, he can play a crazy dude on the streets, he can play an action guy, he can play anything. You know, it's kind of like the guy that played Batman. I can't remember his name right now, it's off the top of my head, but that guy can play anything. Not the most recent Batman, the one before Ben Affleck. If somebody remembers, please let me know in the comment section below. But that dude can play anybody. The American Psycho guy, why can't I remember his name? But anyway, let's keep going before I delay this video too much. So it says, the Hurt Locker actor is not just frustrated that he thinks he has been overlooked. Mackie feels it is a social problem for all black men in America. Still, he's talking about his feelings. He still hasn't explained to us. Note, he still hasn't explained to us how America keeps black people from seeing their potentials. Moving on. So the article continues by saying, in a very woke Disney series, Mackie's Sam Wilson frets about taking on the mantle of Captain America left to him when Steve Rogers' Chris Evans gave up his shield in the last of the Avengers movie 2019's Endgame. So basically, he was the one that was fretting in that movie and didn't want to take on the mantle. So this, I still fail to see how America is stopping a black man from actually reaching their potential, both in the movie and in reality. But let's keep reading. Said, one of the themes the Disney streaming series explores is whether a black man can be accepted in America as a hero at all, much less its titular champion, Captain America. And Mackie sees his own life and experience as a black man in the question posed on screen. So in the first instance, Americans have been accepting black superheroes all over the place. So it isn't anything, if we're talking about reality and you really want to bring reality into the movie, there have been a lot of movies where Americans or where blacks have been, you know, the main hero of the movie. Maybe not a superhero movie. And even in the superhero movie, take for instance, Blade 1, 2, 3. And even though 3 was a failure, it still hit #1 in box office because people loved the movie. People wanted to see the movie, the third part of it. Look at Black Panther, for instance. A lot of people wanted to see Black Panther, not because the movie was that great. The movie wasn't that great. It hit #1. It sold over $1 billion. But to be honest with you, the movie wasn't that great for me, but the actors were great. And people wanted to see it because when you saw Black Panther in Civil War movie, he was absolutely on point. So great. The movie, the character in Civil War was a better character than what I saw in the movie, because when you try to write a movie based on identity politics and you hand over directing of a movie to a black person simply because they are black, not because they have experience, that's what you're gonna get. To me, that movie was a remake of what you call that movie. It's a remake of The Lion King. In my own personal opinion, go look at that movie again and go watch The Lion King again and come tell me the difference. But anyway, let's keep moving on. So he says, and this is his quote, he said, the fear of representing a country who doesn't represent you, you know, was something that's not only unfathomable, but hard to overcome. Mackie told the paper, my dad was always used to saying, Greatness is as far as you can see it. And your dad was correct. And Morgan Freeman said something like this 7 years ago, saying, why would you want to say race has anything to play with you making it? Just pick up yourself and go do it. It's a perfect excuse, like religion. It's a perfect excuse for not getting there. You want to say it is this that stops you from getting there. Mackie, you are part of the top people in Hollywood today. You're a household name. So I don't know what you're complaining about and what you're bickering about. Even some of the things you're saying is starting to contradict what you said about America. You still haven't said how America stops you from becoming your full potential. So let's go. He says, there's a limitation that we place on ourselves because of our surroundings. You place that limitation on yourself. America did not place that limitation on you. So he said, okay, and you know, I did that to myself. And that's definitely what Sam Wilson goes through. And that's absolutely right. So you can see now that he is contradicting himself. Why would you say America is the one that stopped you when you're the one that stopped yourself? But let's keep going. I don't want to talk too much. I really want to finish this thing as much as I possibly can as quickly. So it says, Anthony Mackie also recently admitted that he wanted to put an anti-Trump jibe in the final woke monologue on the state of the world and its heroes, but the idea was shut down by the series producers. Still, there were plenty of other woke moments in the series. Of course, why wouldn't they shut it down? It was a smart move to shut it down because they knew this movie would be released this year, and by this year, either Trump would be in his first year of his second term or Biden would be there. Either or, a jibe at Trump would be absolutely useless. And this is how Hollywood works. The only reason why they've been trying to jibe at Trump from day one, from the Ghostbusters 2016, making the women more powerful, saying toxic masculinity, and we started to discover that when they were starting to attack masculinity, it wasn't masculinity in everybody, but it was masculinity in straight white male, because Trump is a straight white male and represents straight white male. So straight white male are evil people and racist and white supremacists and so on and so forth. This is what they were doing in Hollywood. But they knew it's not going to count now. Maybe 3 years time, if Trump was still there and getting closer to another, ending of his term, and then maybe another Trump raises up from the Republican, they would start doing these things again. So basically, they knew it would be useless, so they shut him down straight away. And that's how Hollywood actually works. So I said, in one scene, Mackie's Sam Wilson was turned down for a loan by a bank officer, a scene that the series showrunner Malcolm Spellman said was meant to highlight the real-life experiences of blacks in the U.S. today. That's a big freaking lie, because it's not the experience of black people in the U.S. today. It's the experience of poor people in the U.S. today. Whether you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, or anywhere you're from, if you're poor, your credit score is not good enough, you're not going to get the loan. That's all it was based on. Because when you watch that particular series and you watch when they went to the bank, even the guy, the cashier, the bank officer, whatever you want to call the bank guy, was actually asking for an autograph from Sam Wilson. And Sam Wilson tried to use his influence to actually get him to grant him a loan when he wasn't worthy of a loan, which was wrong. He wasn't worthy of it. His credit score didn't meet up to it. It wasn't because he was black. And besides, if a bank doesn't give you a loan, move to another bank and go try your luck over there. It's as simple as that. So these things are a lie. If you take a look back at, if some of you watch the series called How I Met Your Mother, which I finished not too long ago, part of that series, there was a couple, white couple, husband and wife, Lily and Marshall, that actually went through the exact same thing as Sam Wilson. They tried to get a grant for a house, like a mortgage for a house. And they went to the bank. And by the way, the bank manager or whoever was in charge at the bank was a black person. And then when he put in the credit score of Marshall, it was great. But Lily spends like hell and had a bad credit score. By the time they put in her social security numbers, the credit score was so terrible, they couldn't give them any grant whatsoever. And these are a white couple. So what's the difference between them and Sam Wilson's? Nothing. So what's the similarities between them and Sam Wilson's character? Both were poor, had bad credit score. That's all there is. Has nothing to do with whether you're black or white. So they should stop all these woke lies, because that's not the reason why he did not get that particular loan. So let's move on. Let's read on. So it says, in another scene, Sam Wilson discovers that the U.S. government lied to him and led him to believe he would take over the new Captain America. Instead, the government gave the role to a white soldier. Well, this is what happened. As far as I'm concerned, Sam Wilson was given the shield to become the next Captain America. So he had the right to the Captain America thing. he deliberately gave it up to the government, that he couldn't do it. Matter of fact, his friend War Machine came over and tried to encourage him that, look, you got the potential, you got to go and do this, but he turned it down. How long is the government going to wait for you? Till you die or till whatever, till the Lord comes again? No, they had to give it to somebody, and they found a soldier that was worthy of it, and they gave it to the soldier, and the soldier did maybe a good job, maybe not a good job. I don't want to spoil it too much. If you have not seen it, go ahead and see it for yourself. But basically, he was the one that dropped the mantle. And matter of fact, part of that movie was the fact that his friend Bucky, who comes from a different era, was actually angry with him for dropping that mantle, for dropping it. So basically what that show and what that film taught everyone, without him even knowing, is that you are the only one who have the ability to stop yourself from reaching your full potential. Nobody else, just you. Whether you're a black man, white man, Asian, Hispanic, or anywhere you're from, you're the only one who has the ability to stop yourself from the potential. Now, I can go ahead and list a long line of black people who have made it in America in the same industry as himself, who started from more humble beginnings than he does. One name that comes at the top of my mind was Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was a homeless bum, black man in America. Black man in America, but today he is a multi-billionaire. He's a billionaire, right? Seriously. Talk about your Jay-Z's. He's a billionaire. Talk about Kanye West, billionaire. Drake is not even American. Why did he run from Canada to America? It's a land of dreams, man, where you can make the American dream. So these people need to stop sending this woke messaging that is actually hindering a lot of black people and a lot of non-white people, because they really can't prove it. When you read this full article, and that's the whole article, that's all he had to say. That's all he had to say. When you read the full article, you find out that he had absolutely nothing to say about America. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to shield for racist Disney. Disney is a racist company. I've proved this on this channel so many times. We all know this. Everybody knows this. We know what they did in Star Wars to Finn, not just the character, but on the poster, when they were posting it to, in China, the Chinese poster, what they did to him, what they did to Black Panther in the Chinese poster. I'm going to flash them across the screen so that you can see what they did to those people. Disney is a racist company, and we all know that. You know that, and I know that, right? He's shielding for them, but he's trying to now shift that blame on America. And when you read the entire article, even when I read the Variety article, there was not much to it. There was nothing he could really say America is physically doing, or America is consciously doing, right? There is something inside of the government that stops you from doing what you're doing, right? He can't actually say it. The real advice that we should be giving to black people is this: if things are tough for you, move to somewhere else where it's better. Most of these people that are virtual signaling are not doing anything to actually help the black community, as it were, right? I've not heard him do anything that is improving his own neighborhood as a black man. One of the biggest things you can do, if you truly love your neighborhood, if you truly love your community, is live with people in your community to help them. If the country isn't helping them, what's stopping you from helping them? Because all I've seen so far so good are black people trying to stop black people from actually making it. I talked about the story of King Randall, and I talked about how Roland Martin attacked him, and also a superintendent of the school that he wanted to buy a building from happens to be a black man, stopped him because they don't want the competition for him opening a chartered school. I've talked about that. Then there's another story of another black man who won $30,000. You know that $30,000 is a life-changing money. You can actually make a lot using $30,000 to start up a small business, or you can invest it, get a smart person to help you do some online investment or whatever, share stocks, whatever. But what did this black man do? This black man took out of $30,000, took $20,000 to go buy himself a gold chain and got robbed at the end of the day. Within a week, got robbed. You won the lotto, black man, and you went and bought $20,000. You put it into buying a gold chain. And you might think that this is an isolated incident. Oh, no, you're just hitting at black people. No, I believe that there are black people who know the route to success, and I believe that there are those of them who are just dumb. And I believe there are those of them who just want to make excuse and blame a country that is not responsible for their shortcomings. You just want to blame them unnecessarily, and it's just not right. And we don't need people that are part of the 1%, like this guy telling more black people you can't make it because the environment will not let you. It's a lie. When he's made it, he shouldn't be in the position to be telling them that. If I saw a black guy who had done everything he needed to do and didn't make it at the end of the day, making this sort of complaint, I can understand. Not Anthony Mackie. I don't think he's that great or versatile an actor. I think he's a good actor. I really think he is. I like him, but I don't think he's that super, you know, we've never seen the type of actor before, or maybe this actor, you don't see him you see him in the movie and you start looking extra forward to that movie, that movie is going to be great. No, I think he's okay. I'm not going to be killing myself to want to see any movie of Anthony Mackie. That's for real. That's my word. But seriously, that's the reason why he took so long to get to where he is. Not because America is stopping him. And then he wants to blame America when directly your hypocrite ass is working for racist Dysney company. Get out of my face, man. I call BS. I call absolute BS. You know, I could talk about this for hours, man. But I don't want this video to be too long. It's already too long as it were. I'm going to have to cut some parts out of this video. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this whole thing in the comment section below. Let me know if America is truly holding down black people. If you're a black man out there and America is holding you down, let me know how America is holding you down. Maybe from there, we can start finding a way to solve the problem, right? Maybe we can start finding a way to solve the problem. But if you can't say it, then odds are you're the one that's holding you down, because there are tons of black Americans out there that are millionaires, that are successful in their careers, whether it is in the financial industry, acting industry, in sports, because most of the sports at the Olympic is won by black people. They all reach their potentials, right? I remember the one time where one black woman said she was going to win 5 gold medals. She won 3 gold medals and 1 silver and 1 bronze. And guess what? My entire country, a country of 240 million people or 200 million people, were trying to win at the Olympics. We were trying to win at least 1 gold medal in that same Olympics, right? So don't tell me anything about America not allowing people to succeed, because it's a big fat lie. And that's all I got to say. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to be catching you guys again real soon. Take care. Peace. And Saya's out of here. Catch you guys on the next one.